What's up, everybody? My name is David.
I'm Anne-Marie.
And that's Ava. She's 11 months already. Crazy. Today is a story time video that me and my mother wanted to do. This is the tell-all tale, my COVID story. Story time. Yeah. So I guess I'll go first, because this is what I remember. It was December 24th. And yep, I remember that. And me and my mom went to CVS to get cough drops because I thought I just had a cough. Didn't think nothing of it. While in CVS, I started going downhill really fast. I was having trouble standing and breathing. And let me just point this out before any of you ignorant people say I had other underlying health issues. I didn't. I was just fat. That's it. I don't have diabetes. Didn't have any problems. Just with weight. So get that through your thick skulls, because a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, there's other things wrong." False. Anyways, I was at CVS. I told my mom, I was like, I can't. I gotta go outside. And then as soon as I got in the car, I was like, I gotta get tested. I can't anymore. Went to go get tested. Got tested. Went home, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna try to take a nap. So I went upstairs into my room. I laid on my couch, and Jackie came to check on me. By then, I was already gasping for air and turning blue. So I had to ask for my dad to come up and get me, take me downstairs, because I could barely walk as it was. And I had him take me to the hospital because I couldn't wait for the test. It was taking too long. So I get to the hospital. My dad runs, grabs a wheelchair, rushes it out. I sit in the chair. They had me sit in the waiting room. The last thing I remember is my head tilts back, black. I faded out. So what happened, before you go, I'm just going to say what happened. I don't even remember. I have to pull it up on my phone. So I have it pulled up on my phone now, and at 3:57 p.m. on Christmas Eve, and I started wearing a mask apparently. And at 8:28 p.m. I upgraded the mask. 9:52 p.m. I made that Christmas is Ruined video. I don't remember making it. Don't remember posting it. I remember nothing about this. And then at 11:38 p.m. Christmas Eve, the same day, I ripped out my IV. I'm not going to show the blood because, I ripped out my IV and I got blood all over the floor. Reason is because I had to go pee and I tried to make it to the bathroom. I didn't make it to the bathroom. I ended up being all over myself. But that's all I got up until 11:38 on my phone. Yeah, that's the last thing I have. And this is where my mom's going to take over. Or Ava.
Well, we did call you first thing Christmas morning to wish you a Merry Christmas. We FaceTimed, but we didn't open the presents because we thought you were going to come home Monday or Tuesday. So we talked to you throughout the day, here and there. We were texting, and then you stopped talking. You stopped responding to us around, what, 5:30, 6 o'clock. We never heard from you again, Christmas. And then at 12 o'clock midnight, December 26th, 12:30, I get a phone call from St. Anne's from the ICU nurse. Her name was Kelly. I'll never forget her name. Saying that David took a turn for the worse and that he is in the ICU. He's been intubated and he's in an induced coma.
So, I don't mean to cut you off. For those that don't know what intubated means, what does that mean?
That they stuck a tube down your throat and the machines were breathing for you.
So this is when they, is it when they made the incision, or they just stuffed tubes?
They stuffed tubes down your throat. Then we got to see, well, we didn't get to see you. They let us in to your cubicle, outside your cubicle.
and I'm gonna drop pictures as she's talking, just so you can see on all the IVs I was on, the life support machines I was on.
His father and I sat there for like an eternity. Then we got to talk to specialists that were doing like Zoom calls in his room to the other physicians, and we got to speak to the doctors saying that basically David's not going to make it through the night, that to pray, and they're doing the best they can to find other hospitals because they can't care for him. So I say for like 6-7 hours they came back to us and they told us that 4 hospitals rejected him and that to prepare for the worst.
I know, I don't like that either.
Then after pleading with the nurses, finally I say around 1:30 they let me go in to sit with him. I was like, all I wanted to do was hold his hand, talk to him, let him know that we're here. And then at 2:30, 3 o'clock, they finally came, well, my husband, his father, banged on the window to let us know that a hospital accepted him, Beth Israel, Deacon in Boston, and that he was going to be, at first we thought airlifted to Boston, but he was so unstable that they had to life support ambulance him to Boston.
Now, keep that in mind. I have no idea this is going on. I'm in a coma.
Right.
So, when... you're going to keep going?
Yeah,
you still got bits and pieces.
His father and I followed the ambulance up. We parked where we thought he was going to be, walking in Boston now. Here I am, not prepared. I'm in capris, flats, like a concert t-shirt, not prepared for Boston frigid weather, looking for this hospital. After, I don't know, I say half an hour, we finally found the hospital. They wouldn't let us in, refused to let us in. Here I am screaming frantic because I don't even know if David made it alive to the hospital. So they finally called upstairs. They said that he made it, that for us just to go home. So we ended up coming home, and that was a rough night. That was the 26th. So
that's crazy. So now I've been told this. Obviously, it's not something I want to put my family through, let alone my mother on her birthday, which they called you again on the 28th.
The 28th, they called me and they said for us to rush up there, that we got 1 hour. It was only myself and one other person. So here I am, like, who do I bring with me? His father or his fiance, mother of 2. So I decided his father, because...
And I want to cut you off.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you to Nathan, Bree, and Brittany for coming over. My Vavelle for coming over. My Uncle Raymond for taking my parents up there. Because they couldn't drive, you know. You're being told you have less than an hour before I'm dead. I just can't imagine what everybody was going through.
I was pretty much unconsolable. I was just...
You know, it's not something you want to put your mother through the day before her birthday. Let alone my family. You know,
so we finally got there though, because like we didn't know where we were going, and then Uncle Raymond got to park right in front of the hospital. So Dave, his dad, and I got to go up. The chaplain brought us up, met us down at the lobby, brought us up to the room to see your son on life support and how bloated you were, and on every machine that you can think of was making you breathe, making your everything was I wasn't really prepared to see. And I don't think your father was either.
And what they had to do was they had to strap it so tightly down to my face. I got scarring underneath where the straps were because they had to put it so tight just to get me to breathe, and now I have permanently scarred under my beard, which I don't really care. And obviously I'll have a permanent scar across my throat when they finally put the trach in. And after that, this just rings in my head how it really affected me when everybody told me how you cried and said, "Don't do this to me on my birthday." That upset me, you know.
Yeah.
It's the last thing I want to do, especially with my mama.
You know, I'm grateful that, like, they let us do, kind of like it's not a FaceTime, but it was like a conference call with Jackie, so everybody can talk to you. Like, basically to say, you know, keep fighting, don't give up, this and that.
Which I want to discuss in the coma and in my head what I saw. If you watch the movie Soul, it's a perfect representation of what happens. This is what I saw. It was a big black tunnel with a beam of light at the end, and I'm heading towards the light. You know, I'm just walking, seeing people I don't know, faces I've never met. And then it was my Vavoo and my Vavoo's father, my great Vavoo.
Vavoo Manny?
Yeah, Vavoo and Vavoo Manny. And my Vavoo was a tough Portuguese man. He always would bang on a table, point, and yell. The table stopped me from walking. My Vavoo Manny was tapping on the table. That's what he always used to do. And I haven't seen him since, what, 2001? When he died? So I haven't seen this man in all these years. His face looked exactly the same clothes, tapping like he always did. My Vavoo wearing the same shirt, banging on the table, pointing at me, started yelling at me, and then 56 days later, my eyes opened up for the first time. Yeah. And immediately I started to panic. That was so scary, and this is going to be the part of the story time where I discuss a lot of pain I went through, a lot of graphic details. So if you're not about that, thank you for watching. But without further ado, here comes the pain. So I wake up. Apparently they paralyzed me just to sedate me, to get me to breathe because I was fighting so much. So I could only move my head like this. So I'm shaking as hard as I can, accidentally ripping out the trach out of my throat. The machines are going off. I'm freaking out. Nurses are running in, jamming it back in my throat, yelling at me. It was crazy. I'm like, I can't talk. I can't move. What the hell's going on? It really felt like they were waterboarding me. Now, waterboarding is when you put a cloth over somebody's mouth to pour water. It was really terrible. And then that's when they said, "David, you're in Boston." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm in my city where I live." But no, I was 56 days later in a completely different city and different hospital. And that's when I found out I had a catheter in. And that in itself was a whole nother experience. Normally people get catheters at the end of the day. They pull it out, it's done. Well, apparently when they put the first catheter in, they nicked my bladder. So my bladder was getting blood clots. And all I was doing was peeing blood. So I needed blood transfusions. And I couldn't pee. It could not come out. It kept getting blocked. So they would have to irrigate it, pump water into my urethra, pee hole, whatever you want to call it. Shoot water in and then try to suck it back out to get the blood clot out. Imagine that with a full bladder and them pumping more water into your bladder and it not working. All you getting is blood and blood and blood. I had so many blood transfusions.
3, I think. 3 or 4.
3. They hooked me up to dialysis. My kidneys were failing. I was in really rough shape, and they decided to change the catheter to like a more spiked so it stay in more. And now I'm fully awake when they're pulling it out, and painful. When they're jamming it in, all I can remember them saying is, take a deep breath, take a deep breath, take a deep breath, and you're like, oh man, I don't ever wish that on anybody, male or female, let me tell you. So after that, I was still having a blockage, so they had to operate. So they ended up, and my mom was my health proxy. She had to make all my decisions, every decision, don't mind my dog Chase. So she had to make the decision for them to operate on my bladder, for them to shrink it, stitch it, whatever they had to do. And after that, I finally was able to go pee. Thank God. After agonizing days trying to go.
I had to approve blood transfusions. I had to approve the trach, which was a rough decision because I'm like, am I doing the right thing? You know, but I'm like, I want everything done possible. I had to approve the dialysis port, everything. It was stressful, and very stressful.
I want to thank my mom for that, because if she never did that, I wouldn't be here today. Did it suck? Yes, it's been an uphill battle, but I'm grateful. So now I want to talk to, not the abuse, but the mental PTSD I received from being in the ICU. You know, you see shadows, demons, creatures hovering over your bed. It's so scary. And I've never been scared of that kind of stuff before, but put in that situation, absolutely terrifying. And there was this one guy named John, and I hope they find out about this. When I was having a panic attack, I couldn't talk, so I quacked like trying to make a sound. Come help me! I can't breathe. I need help! I need help! I need help! So this guy would shut the door and bang on my window, like antagonizing me. I never forgot that. Absolutely not. And there was one CNA nurse. She knows who she is. Absolutely love her. She's my other mother, Jazula. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. I begged them to let me have a drink. I didn't get to have a drink for over 2 months. You're getting fluids through your nasal tube, and that does nothing for you. Your throat needs to be quenched to the thirst, and I'm seeing nurses, and they're purposely standing by my door, drinking coffees, drinking anything. I was willing to drink anything. I didn't care. What they did for me, they took a little sponge, smaller than a dime, and they dipped it in ginger ale, 1 drop in your mouth. That was rough. That really messed me up, which is why I have to see like a drink near me at all times now. That's how bad mentally I am right now. So that was the Beth Israel saga. You know, they couldn't really do much for me. I was in the ICU, so it is what it is. Now when I went to Vibra...
Well, I must say one thing though. Calling every day, I got updates every day. They called me most of the times. And I would call first thing in the morning before I go to work, just to see your status. Now I got to touch sleeping. And every day, every morning, just to have peace of mind that you pulled through another night.
And I'm very appreciative of that.
Yeah.
This next hospital, Vibra. Do not recommend. Let me just say that. Do not recommend. Here's my reasons why. Communication. Very poor communication on all fronts. They do not communicate with their patients. They do not communicate with their health proxies. They do not communicate at all. It is so terrible there.
Some of the staff were good.
No, absolutely. There's a lot of good people there. But Vibra, you are going to push those good people away. And you're going to be screwed. You got people there that are giving you the world 110%. And you're, excuse my French, shitting all over them, and it's not right. The cleanliness there, my dad let the fridge fry out. For 3 weeks that fry is there. It's probably still there right now. That's something that he was big on. He's like, they're not going to clean this. Because you go into a room that I never asked for, a private room. They put me in it, and it had poop stains on the walls, boogers on the walls. Like, this is disgusting. And it just, the case manager, I hope to God I never have to deal with you again.
I never have to see her, speak to her.
That's going to be another story time coming home. You know what you did. And as far as
she should be fired.
Absolutely. As far as Kathy, Jeff, my PT and OT, you did what you could. You couldn't do much because they wouldn't let you do much, which I get it. I get it. It's cool though. A lot of the CNAs, you know who you are. We've communicated on Facebook. We're connecting. Thank you for taking care of me. If you're watching this, much love. Especially the Holly. You really helped me out towards the end, managing this anxiety. But Byros would not recommend it. It's sad because there are really good people there, but there are people there who just do not care about the patients. They don't care about the job. They don't care about nothing. They're very rough with people. I can't move my right arm. I can't walk, and they would just like manhandle me like I'm just dead weight, which I understand I am. There's a certain way to handle patients, not just like whip me or to give me an injection. They would like physically stab me deep with the needle, and that hurts. It's just a bad time. And then fighting with them to get the trach out when I'm not using the trach.
Yeah.
I had to put my foot down and just say, you know what? I'll sign whatever I have to sign. It's coming out. At this point, you're keeping me from my kids, and I need my kids. I didn't see them for 6 months. FaceTime is different. It's not holding them. It's not loving them. It's not having them right here. The Rex is just walking in the background if you just see him. But I put my foot down and like, I'm done. You're taking this out. I don't care what you have to do. It's coming out. And they were all like, whoa, 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 whoa. Come on, let's think about this. There's nothing to think about. But my journey's not over yet. I'm still healing. There's Rex. I'm still healing. Still on the journey. But there's something I want to do before I close out this video. And that is, for 6 months, this hair has grown. It's down to my lips. And I said once I get home, I'm starting over again. Mother, take the first blow. Sorry, Tony.
Sorry, Tony. I've had enough of looking at it. It's got to go.
Oh my God. Oh!
It's gone.
It's Logan's turn. Ow. Ow!
Oh, yeah.
There you have it, everybody. My hair is cut. I now look healthier, according to everybody else in my house. Good thing is, Ava still likes me, so that's all that matters. Sorry, Tony. I know you're busy, got a lot going on, but next time, underwear model from the neck up. That was my story time about my hospital experience. I have another huge story time of coming home. So if you guys really want to see that, give this video a like, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.